Yes, my name is Ed Salo. I have a PhD in history, and I'm currently an associate professor of history at Arkansas State University. And I kind of gained my knowledge of Chernobyl through, well, two things: um, being around when it happened and being kind of a political science history nerd. I was paying attention to all that. And so it made an impression. And then um, recently, in the past year, I've been working with the New America um, think tank, looking at problems of nuclear security. And one of them was looking at um, the problems of what do you do when you have a armed conflict and it's being fought around nuclear reactors that are, we think about all the problems of, nuclear weapons, but not what to do in these kind of things. So that's what I've been kind of researching with them for the past year or so. Cold War, one of the gauges of how good a country was technology. And, going back to the space race where, the Soviets were the first ones in orbit, the first ones with a satellite, first man in orbit, first woman, all these wins, except for, they didn't get the first man on the moon. But, Soviets were proud of their nuclear reactors. It was something that they could show to developing nations that, we have this technology and we can help you get electricity and all this kind of stuff. And then it's like, boom, your stuff is dangerous. You have this huge accident, which at the time was the worst accident ever. So yeah, it was an embarrassment on several ways. Yeah, it was just a scary time. Reactors, not only are they special equipment, there's special people too that do that and that deal with that, and it's all really amazing, because it's such high tech, and it's not like something we can do here where it's like, all right, we can just shut something off and go away. It's like, no, you have to keep it operating at some level to keep it, keep the, control rods working and everything. Yeah, if done right, it's pretty, it's safe. Um, but I think that at the same time, I think it really made a lot of people worried about reactors in general and that form of power, which we're seeing today, even. That's one of the double-edged swords with nuclear power is, it's always the fear of what it can do, and what people can twist it to do to make weapons, which is not in any way a simple thing to do, but there's always that fear that, okay, someone's going to put in a plant for energy. Well, someone could also use it to develop weapons, which, yeah, but, probably most people are going to just use it for the power. I think the weaponization of that is really something that the world's going to have to look at, because, there's a lot of plants in a lot of places that are dangerous. So this could happen a lot more. So I think that in the short run, it's a dangerous situation. But I think that, yeah, I think it's stopped people from really trusting nuclear energy. And it can be used by both sides. It can be people saying it's not, it's a dangerous form of energy. And that can be done by environmentalists, and it can be done by people who are promoting a different form of energy. If you're touting solar panels or something, or continued use of fossil fuels, and someone's like, well, we could do this, and I'm like, well, what about Chernobyl? Everyone can kind of use it for their political goals. I think that if it hadn't been for Chernobyl, there's a good chance that we would be using a lot more nuclear power.